What's up, guys? Welcome into Bruins Now. I am your host, Michaela Vernava. It's supposed to be the season of cheer, but so far, the Bruins have not given Boston fans anything to cheer about in the month of December. After kicking the month off with a December 1st loss to the Red Wings, the Bees headed south to the Sunshine State. There, they suffered a 5-0 shutout at the hands, or paws if you will, of the Panthers. This is already the 5th time the Bruins have been shut out this season. Last season, they were only shut out 3 times the entire year. Yaroslav Halak gave up 5 goals on the night, the 3rd time he's allowed 5 or more in a game this year. After starting the season with a .952 save percentage through his first 8 games, Halak has struggled, dropping to .914 in his last 8. But Brad Marchand, for one, isn't pinning the blame on goaltending.
We were all kind of off a bit. We made a lot of mistakes that were uncharacteristic of our team. Got away from it a little bit. We've been relying a lot on our goalies, and it's tough to do that every night. You know, we have to back them up and play well in front of them. Well, we didn't do last night, so get to get back to playing the way that we normally do.
Now the Bees will try to avoid getting struck by lightning when they take on the Bolts in Tampa Thursday night. The Lightning have won 7 of their last 8 games and boast the league's best record. So definitely a big test for Bruce Cassidy's club, who've been dealing with some bumps and bruises as of late. Defensively, the Bruins are very thin with Zdeno Chara, Kevin Miller, and Charlie McAvoy on the shelf. But the Bees are only allowing an average of 2.5 goals per game since Chara went down. So it seems the injuries are impacting the offense more than anything else. Patrice Bergeron being the biggest injury. Bergie has missed the last 8 games and the Bruins are 4-3-1 without him. They've cracked 3 goals just once during that span and they've been shut out twice. Bergeron's absence has had a ripple effect too. David Pastrnak has just 2 goals during that span after scoring 17 prior to Bergie's injury. And as for Brad Marchand, Bergie's other line mate, he has just 1 goal since Patrice went down. And that, my friends, is why you should vote for Bergeron, among other Bruins, for a spot on the 2019 NHL All-Star roster. Bergeron is one of 5 Bruins on the ballot, along with Tuukka Rask, Brad Marchand, Zdeno Chara, and David Pastrnak, who was originally snubbed from the ballot. But breathe easy, Boston fans. The man who is tied for 5th in goals scored was later added to the ballot. The All-Star game will be played in San Jose on January 26th. And while you're stuffing the ballot boxes with votes for the Bees, you're probably also stuffing stockings with presents and gearing up for the holiday season. Like these bunch of Santas who attended a recent Bruins game decked out like Saint Nick. Now that's holiday cheer. And speaking of Saint Nick, the big fat man with the great white beard will need to add baby Bergeron to his naughty nice list. Cam Neely with the big announcement at the Bruins Winter Warmer event.
And I know a lot of people are asking where Patrice is, and he gave me the okay to say that him and his wife had a baby boy this morning. So.
Now maybe one day baby Bergie will grow up to play with his father's jersey retired to the TD Garden rafters. We do know if the number 37 is ever retired, it will be alongside another Bruins great, Rick Middleton, who just had his number 16 raised to the rafters last Thursday.
It really is hard to put into words. You know, I've had 4 months to think about it, and I hate repeating myself, but honestly, I believe it's the biggest honor that certainly a retired athlete can get in his career. And the fact that, you know, the last 6 or 7 years, you know, I've been seeing that it's not out there, nobody's wearing it. And then all of a sudden it happened, in July, a phone call in July. I never thought it would ever happen that way.
And now let's turn it over to Casey McDonald to take a look at the rest of the latest social media happenings in the Rams Social Drive.
Time for your Rams Social Drive. Check this guy out, Daniel Duffy, not the Royals pitcher. This guy is from Philly and he does word art. So here we've got Mookie Betts made out of the date, score, and opponent of every Sox game in 2018. That is incredible. You need to get yourself one of those. Another Boston team, the Celtics, taking time this holiday season to visit kiddos at Boston Children's Hospital. One of the little boys totally roasting Kyrie Irving asks the Duke alum, Who won the Duke versus Gonzaga game? Referring to the Maui Invitational Championship, the one Gonzaga upset the Blue Devils to win right before Thanksgiving. Kyrie clapping back that Duke is just fine. It was all in good fun, and props to the kid for punking Kyrie. That takes guts. Hanukkah began on Sunday, but check out this internet find. The Milwaukee Bucks, they built a menorah outside Fiserv Forum. That's where they play. So it doesn't actually look like basketballs, but definitely in the likeness of basketballs. Definitely unique. You've got the senior vice president here. His name's Alexander Lazary lighting that. And it's pouring rain as well. That's your Ram Social Drive.
Social Drive is presented by Ram. Come in now to the Ram Summer Clearance event and get a great deal today.
Look at you. You got a Ram. What made you do that?
A lot of reasons.
It's got comfort you wouldn't believe, not to mention legendary Hemi V8 power.
More people are switching to Ram trucks than ever before. And now get $1,000 bonus cash if you make the switch during Ram Power Days.
All right, we're running out of time here, but before we sign off, it is worth noting the Bruins will have a 31st opponent in the NHL in just a few years. The league announcing that Seattle will be awarded the 32nd team. The team doesn't have a name yet, but right now the Seattle Totems seem to be the favorite according to Bovada at -150. Other candidates are the Emeralds, Rainiers, Sockeyes, and Kraken, which, if you didn't know, is an enormous mythical cephalopod-like sea monster. That would certainly make for an interesting team logo. That's it for this episode of Bruins Now. We'll see you next time.